Hello, Tamily. It is time for Ask Tamily episode 163. And as usual, I had to look at my phone to check because the numbers are so unbelievable. So today, our guest will be Goldie. Her Instagram name is Just Sweet Goldie. So she will join us in just a moment, and we do have questions planned, of course, but we'll take questions from the chat as well. And you can type those in at any time. Even if you want to start typing them in now, we'll make sure that we get to them during the interview. And we're getting connected in just 1 second. Hello!
Hi.
Thank you so much for being interview 163, Goldie. We're really excited to talk to you.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you.
It's fantastic. So I know you're a very inspirational and positive light in the Tamily, and we're excited to get to know you just a little bit better.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's get started with our favorite question, which is when and how did you get involved with the Tracy Anderson Method?
So I think about it like it was just meant to be. It was just meant to be, and it was a complete chance encounter. And I was in sportswear shop called Sweaty Betty. So it's a big one. It's a big one here in the UK. It's sort of our answer to Lululemon.
Okay.
But it's going international. So maybe you will start, knowing it. And so I was in there and I was chatting with the ladies, one of which was my teacher at Reformer Pilates. And then we just started chatting about what everybody did, like, so some people it was running, some it was CrossFit. And for me at that time was Pilates and, a whole load of other things. And then just runs in a lady that I had never seen before, but she happens to work in the store. And she's back from her lunch run. And she basically said, do you know the Tracy Anderson Method? And I was like, no, never heard about it. And she said, you must check it out. You must do it. It's incredible. And I said, oh, do you still do it? And she says, no, I don't really do it because it's too hard. but a few years ago, it got me in the best shape and I got my best marathon time. And it's incredible. You must check it out. So this is, let's say, early March 2019. So I walk out of there and I don't necessarily think very much about it because I was doing, and I'm sure I will tell you as we go along, I was doing a lot of different things. And she actually sent me a postcard. I don't even know how legal that is because she got my address from the client records, and she sent me, and she sent me a store postcard, so a Sweaty Betty postcard, saying, just reminding you about the Tracy Anderson Method.
Oh my God.
Check it out. You really should check it out. And I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. And I Googled it and I found the mat workout. And she had mentioned Meta as well, Metamorphosis. And I also found Metamorphosis day 1, right? No, day 1 to 10 on YouTube. But I still didn't do them. But I just had them in the history, right, of my computer. And early April, I was in India on holiday and just had lots of time on my hand. In the end, what I was meant to be doing wasn't happening. So I had lots of time. And so I started on a rooftop in India with no shoes, no mat, wide baggy clothing, because this is India and you need to respect, how they do things over there, and choppy internet connection and the sun in my face. And and I have to say, I never managed to finish day 1, Metamorphosis. Too hard.
Oh my gosh.
But
that's amazing.
Yeah, but I got hooked on mat workout, and then came back home mid-April, continued with the mat, and I was streaming in June.
That is so fantastic. What a great story. That's like a very unique Tam experience.
It was just meant to be. It was just meant to be. It was just, yeah.
Well, we already have a lot of comments and questions in the chat, so I want to make sure we look through them. One person said that there is a Sweaty Betty shop next to the Tribeca studio. Wow. I think she said there's one next to that's amazing.
International already. And they had collaboration with Halle Berry not too long ago.
Okay.
But yeah, there was nothing I wanted. But
well, we will have to check them out. And then I'll go through and ask the questions that we have so far as well. So Deb would like to know how you found the Tamily after the experience of finding the method.
Yes. So I like to think of myself like, like a Google research like nerd. So literally I just Googled everything I could find. So body types, metamorphosis, including all the controversies about the 3-pound weight. I found everything. So I found Facebook. So I found the Facebook group, and in the Facebook group, that's how I found there was an Instagram Tamily very, very early on. I also got the vibe very early on that the Tamily, the Instagram community, was a much positive and beautiful place, and that Facebook somehow brings out much more frustration. Let's put it that way. So yeah, so I knew that there was this group and it was meant to be, better than Facebook, but I was still on Facebook. And I'm not sure when I checked any first Instagram posts, but Loretta, I saw Loretta's post. At the time, I had an Instagram account which I wasn't really using, and yeah, at that time, I mean, there was just I couldn't imagine, like making videos of myself working out. And yeah, I just thought I would never be able to do it, And then I think I started recording maybe June 2020. So let's say that's about a year in. This might also be a good time to say that when I start streaming in June 19, I still do all the other stuff. So I'm still doing, I'm still doing trampoline. I'm still doing, I don't know what I can name names, but I'm still doing LK feet. I'm still doing the reformer, the reformer. I'm still doing Bikram yoga. I'm still doing something called Inferno Pilates, which is like HIIT workout, but in yoga studio in the heat. And I'm cycling to all of these places.
Oh my God.
And I'm doing booty yoga as well.
That's a lot.
But by June 20, so many things. At the time also, I was only working part-time. I was only teaching French part-time, like 2-3 hours a day. So I had lots. So by June 2020, we're in the middle of the pandemic, and I'm actually starting a full-time job. So I have to make choices. And that's when I would say I've been, doing Tracy almost exclusively.
So tell us about the results that you saw, especially because when you were doing Tracy with other things, and then when you went to just Tracy.
Tracy, I mean, and I think I'm in a good position to do this, to say this, because I've done so many different things, but it's just in a complete different league. It's and actually preparing for this interview has been incredible, because I haven't actually necessarily reflected, on my journey. If so it's even from something as superficial as the clothing, the things I would wear, and again, not bashing on Sweaty Betty or Lululemon, but even the things I would wear to do yoga or to do HIIT, they just didn't work the same with Tam, because I had to keep adjusting them, because the rotation, the angle, all the angles, all the rotations that we hit, all the stretches that we hit with the method, it's just, yeah, it's just nowhere else. And I believe that when, like, if we think of yoga and the chakras and all traditional medicines in a way, even like the meridians in traditional Chinese, without knowing or understanding them, I want to believe that we're actually, activating things by doing that. So for me, it's really, yeah, that really sets the method apart. The other thing as well, I consider it almost like a superhuman tool that we have. I could be feeling powerless, and then I do a workout, and at the end I'm feeling really strong and empowered, and it can happen in the middle of a song, in opening ceremony, like even the way we open the arms, the way we touch ourselves, all of this. It's, yeah, for me, it's almost not, it's not just a workout.
Yeah.
It's almost like before I could do a really sweaty workout, and I could do a good yoga class, a good meditation, or even a meditation retreat where I'm like actively working on an issue I have, or forgiveness or whatever. And then the combination of those two, I now get it with every class.
Yeah, that is amazing. Amazing. I love that you are bringing all of that together, especially, not a decade into the method, just being a little closer to the beginning of your TAM journey.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, there are questions I don't want us to miss. Of course, we have lots planned for you, but let me try to ask these in a way that will make sense. So, we'll go to SJB. She said, do you do other types of exercises, or do you just do TAM now? Your form is so spot on, and thank you for inspiring me.
Oh, thank you.
So now are you completely exclusive to TAM?
I still have a booty yoga subscription, and it's a lot of wasted money. I will do a booty yoga maybe once a month, or once every 2 months. It can happen that if I don't really gel with the music or something is going on, it's different. It's tribal.
Okay.
And so once in a while I might, but yeah, less and less, even less now that we have the morning reach as well, because having that morning reach is also replacing, I crave that yoga, now I have the morning, but none of the other stuff.
We have another question from Peace. She says, I love your outfits. Do you coordinate the night before or weekly?
Oh, completely in the morning. It's how I feel. It's in the morning, in the moment. I might even think about something when I get up. So I sleep upstairs, and I might take something, I might bring it down, and by the time I have the lemon water, make the smoothie, I might even change my mind and go and get something else. I might, it's completely in the moment. But I do try and give all of the outfits some love. So sometimes it might just be that, oh, I haven't worn this for a while, and
it's interesting to hear the clothing journey too, about where a lot of us start, and then you realize you need clothes that are not going to interfere in the workout.
Yes, exactly. It's really they have to perform. It's just saggy. I mean, I think it depends. It depends. Some people might be able to do it without being too bothered by it, but I know that for me, it's really the main thing. How they look is second. Number one, I cannot be yanking some legging up. No, it's just not.
Yeah, I can't have a seam that's in the wrong area. It's gotta feel comfortable and perfect. So we have a couple of questions in the chat about cooking. And Katie NYC would like to know when you're coming out with a fashion guide and a food guide. And then we also have a question about when you're coming out with your cookbook.
So I think for the fashion guide, I think I need to partner up with either Kim 2 Squared, Michelle, or any other sisters really, because they would do like the going out clothes. Because it's really funny because I'm not a going out. If you saw me like in real life, like I have a uniform of jeans and a Breton t-shirt, right? That's like, but somehow I don't know. Yeah, it's lockdown as well. It's and I haven't said this, but really I started posting end of December, almost like a challenge for like the new year, and I was like, let's see whether I can keep this up. But the main thing, I was really, really feeling isolated. I was feeling lonely, isolated, and not just craving that community. So that starts, and then also with lockdown, and my partner, like everybody has reacted differently, right, to this pandemic. And my partner is very cautious, and I would have been maybe a bit less cautious. But anyway, as a result, we don't do much. We haven't been anywhere. Like, I don't even know where my passport is. We haven't been anywhere. So I haven't bought a single going out clothing item, no jewelry, no makeup, no. So I'm just saying, let's put this also in perspective. So not going out for drinks, not going out for meals. So in a way, all of my shopping therapy, all of my disposable income spends have been on that. So it will have to stop when life goes back to normal. But yeah, I'm totally happy to have any outfit discussion. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. And the main thing really, and I was saying the same to Katie, New York. I don't even know what your KTNYC term to Karen. You have to try things on. Like, I had so many things like, oh, I cannot wear brown because my skin is brown. I cannot wear prints because I'm short, etc., etc. And I've had the biggest surprises. And the main thing is just try it on. A day where you're feeling like good. Yeah. A day you're feeling good about yourself, just try anything.
So how about coming out with a food guide and a cookbook?
I'm working on it. Well, I'm not really working on it, but Paola, are you here, Paola? Paola is
I think that might be who asked one of the questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I should.
It would be awesome. Yeah. We would love it. So we have another question in the chat from Deb, and she would like to know how you came to end up living in Scotland.
A boy.
Oh.
Well, hey, Paola. No, so I went to I lived I was born in Cameroon in Central Africa, which is bilingual, French and English, hence the je suis, I am called, and French would be my mother tongue, but then now obviously I speak more English more often, but yeah, French is still my mother tongue. And after Cameroon, I'll do it quick. After Cameroon, I moved to France to go to uni, and then started working in France. A fairly good job, challenging, interesting, lots of travel, burnt out, quit, took a year to travel. And then within that year, met my now partner in India, in Goa. And we did like Paris, Edinburgh for a while, but I think I just also wanted an excuse to just leave Paris. So I moved here, yeah. So that's what happened there.
So let me see. We should go back to some planned questions, but let me make sure about any others in the chat. There are so many comments, I can hardly tell.
This would be so good, Gila. We could make a Tamily cookbook and we all contribute recipes. This could be so good.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's a
that
great,
is a really great idea. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
We're always making commitments in Ask Tamily interviews. We definitely should.
And it could be growing, right? We could have, and then just like the interviews, they could just keep growing.
Yeah, that is a fantastic idea.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Shannon, I'm coming soon when there's no virus.
Yeah, when you can travel around. Okay, Peace had another question. Oh wait, no, that was the question she asked before. Goodness, there's so many questions in here already. What does your family think of you and the Tracy Anderson Method?
They now consider it to be like it's a way of life. It's I think it's almost like if you had a child who, I don't know, who swims competitively. So that's the Tracy Anderson Method for me in my family. Everybody just knows it. And my niece, I have a funny story with my niece, and she was 3 to 4, and she got somebody from the social services came to visit her, just because, you know, it's the age where you go to school. So they asked her, do you go to school? And she said, yes. And she said, and the lady said, what's the name of your school? And she said, Tracy Anderson.
Oh my gosh, that is so adorable.
She said, Tracy Anderson. Yeah.
Oh, that is so amazing.
And
we should think of it like that.
And she loves it. And when she was younger, she would actually she would get her little pink mat and do the moves as well. But now it's interesting. She just jumps on the trampoline for an hour. She doesn't really want to do the moves anymore, but she likes morning reach, and she will do morning reach beginning to end.
That is so cool. That is really wonderful.
Yeah, Nala. And I can't help. She's now into gymnastics. She would like literally spontaneously practice, you know, headstands and cartwheels, and she's now doing gymnastics, and it's definitely related to her seeing me do, you know, the Tracy Anderson Method for 2 years. Yeah,
that is really awesome to have that kind of influence. Aw, what a great story. So we have an interesting question from Fit Mama Jama. She wants to know, what are all the flags on your profile page, and how many languages do you speak?
Yeah. So I only speak French and English, and I also speak something called Pidgin. Some people might know or might not. It's like broken English that is spoken in many English-speaking African countries. But the flags, so I start with Cameroon because that's where I was born, and all the other flags are places I have lived, or long-term or shorter term, most of them long-term, but India and Zimbabwe. So India, I just have a piece of my heart there, and Zimbabwe as well, because my Nala is my brother's daughter, and Nala's mom is from Zimbabwe.
Okay.
So although I worked there in the past, interestingly, but not very long, but the fact that she's from there and therefore Nala is from there, yeah, so a piece of my heart is there.
Excellent. Okay, our next question, also from Peace. I'm gonna have to find out what her real name is. She said, what foods and or nutrition do you use to refuel and give your body the energy to do all of your activities?
Yeah. The main, nutrition, it's such a hairy subject, right? I mean, some people will say, you know, you have to eat high carb, you have to eat high protein, you have to eat high fat. But I think I like to think of us in the Tamily as athletes, right? So like you said, and I like that you use the word fuel, because actually the first answer is enough. And we have to make sure that we fuel ourselves enough and properly. And The other thing also is, I once heard this, and I think diet culture doesn't talk about it enough, right? Like when we think about self-love, they tell us to, like, I don't know, embrace our faults, etc. But what if self-love is also like feeding ourselves with the best foods that are out there, right? And then all these high fat, high protein, high everything, what they all agree with is that fruits and vegetables are good for us, right? So yeah, I focus on, fruits and vegetables and the colors, like thinking different colors have different nutrition. Yeah. And I mean, there are days where I just want popcorn, of course, or even ice cream, right? But most of the time, the idea will be actually what's the loving thing I can do to my body, actually. And it's to give spinach and chickpeas and strawberries. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that answers it, but I don't know.
No, that's a good way to put it. That it really is about yourself and your well-being. And
Yeah.
I like the answer enough because we do need fuel to do this workout and to have proper nutrition. So that's an excellent perspective.
And Tracy,
We have.
I was just going to say that Tracy Anderson's recipes, I think, are really, really good. And really lots of color, and we can always add something if it's not feeling enough, or make more of it. But
that's an excellent point. A lot of the like bowls that she did in I think it was in like the maybe summer magazine in 2019. Those, I mean, they're great for like even if it's a snack or something or breakfast. Like, yeah, and you can always add other things to them too. So we have a couple of questions in the chat about when you are going to visit New York City. So hopefully shortly after normal travel can happen.
Soon. Soon. I mean, it would just be, I don't know. Yeah. I'll just freak out, I think. I don't even know whether I could even do the workout, right? I'll just be like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I'm here and I'm meeting everybody.
That would be so amazing. Sigrid would like to know if you have met any Tamily already in person.
No. Okay. But I found out, was it today or yesterday? And her handle is Molly, but I'm not sure the rest, that she lives in Edinburgh.
Okay.
So meet her soon.
That's fantastic. We are everywhere. So I don't know if we're ever going to get back to planned questions, but the next question from Aquare Tam. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right.
Yes, right. Her sister, she's my twin. We were born on the same. We share a birthday.
That's fantastic. Her question is, how often do you mix other activities in with Tam, and do they complement each other?
So, hi Mega. Yes. Tam complements everything. Tam makes you better at everything. So one example is some yoga balances that I struggled with, like arm balances, and now my core is stronger. And I haven't been practicing the balances, but then when I do them for fun, it's easier. So I think Tam could complement any workout perfectly, even running, and I think Karen can attest of that. KTNYC Tam can attest of that. And but now, just because of time, because now I have a full-time job, and also I'm mindful of not doing too much. The plan is not, to burn out. I think if I had more time, I would do other things for fun. Like I really like the trampoline. I like the choreographies on the trampoline, and I really like booty yoga. It really has like really tribal vibes to it. So I would do other things if I had the time. And I will do, I will happily go to a one-off drop-in
Mm-hmm.
class with a friend, or yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Do you
usually
do any regular dance cardio with the method?
not very regular. I should do more. I
I,
love it every
we all
time.
feel that way.
Yeah, every time I do it, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never ever done a catalyst.
Okay.
No, a catapult. No, a
Yeah.
catapult. Sorry.
Catapult is
Like it's like I don't even click on that. But
right.
every time I do, I love it. But yeah, just again, time, and I prefer the mat.
Mm-hmm. So, Kristen said that Cassie mentioned your Afrobeats playlist.
Yes,
Where can we find that playlist?
I'll share.
Okay.
I'll share on
Okay.
my Spotify
Okay.
Spotify account. I'll share.
Excellent. We will definitely check that out, as well as our plans for the Tamily cookbook. Tam Life would like to know what shoes you wear for the workout.
Okay. My favorite shoes at the moment are the Nike Super Rep.
Okay.
2, I think, Nike Air Zoom Super Rep 2. And it's funny because this is the, I don't think anybody knows this, but this is the third pair I buy. And the first 2 I returned because I don't know, it just, I don't understand. It just didn't work, or I didn't think they worked. I don't know. So I bought them twice, sent them back, but now this third pair I really love. For for support. It's really interesting because your foot is really held really well, but at the same time it's flexible.
Okay.
But then also sometimes, again, depending on my mood or what the class is like, I might just want a more minimalist shoe.
Mm-hmm.
And on running,
Okay.
they are
Yeah.
incredible.
Okay.
The Nike double stack are also surprisingly stable and good.
Okay.
Oh, and Adidas Ultra Boost, so good as well.
Oh, those sound fun. You know what? I think I might have a pair of Adidas Boost. They say
Yeah,
Boost inside of the
yeah. Do you like them?
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, and kind of minimalist, right? You get the foot really, but I really think it really depends on the shape of our feet, maybe even the floor on which we are. So it's really personal. Again, try them on. Just buy them, buy 6, and then return them all if they don't work. Free returns. Free returns.
Right. Okay, I don't know if we've ever had this many questions in the chat right at the beginning. Let me make sure if we got all of them. Yeah. Okay.
I was so worried nobody would turn up.
So we have some repeat questions, like, have you met anyone from the Tamily, and when are you coming to the United States? So I think we've covered those. Oh my goodness, this is so many. Let's see. Small Talk Tamily would like to know, what is your favorite self-care routine apart from the Tracy Anderson Method?
A face massage. And it's my favorite. It's my favorite because, I mean, I love a bath, but who am I kidding? How often does it happen? But if you do oil cleansing or cleansing with a milk, you can just, I mean, I love it because that's my preferred way of cleaning my face, and I do that twice a day. So twice a day, I rub my eyes, either a milk or a nice balm, and then I just massage it in my face. I don't have a technique, but I think you have to go like up and out, right? Or do something like that. And I'm thinking, oh, this is stimulating collagen production, and this is all very good. And then I wipe it off with a damp cloth, and it's simple, but yeah, it's something. Yeah, I twice a day.
Yeah, that is a great one. I like that. Sigrid would like to know when you're coming to London.
Oh my God, London, that's much easier then.
Yeah.
It's 4 hours train.
Yeah.
I could even take like a 6 a.m. train, and then let's talk. Are you inviting me?
She definitely is, I'm sure. Okay, then we have a question.
Courtney. Oh my God, Courtney, you're like anyway, yeah. Thank you for joining, Courtney. I love you.
This interview is just going to be chat questions, I feel like. So Marie would like to know if you have any advice for a new person that is just starting the method.
I would say welcome, and you're really lucky to have even found it, number one. Number two, I would say be patient with yourself, because it's so different. It's so different from everything else that, sometimes maybe you get it right away because it just happens to be similar to your natural way of moving, or maybe you've done things that are a little bit similar. But even if you don't get it right away, don't give up, and give yourself the time, and join Instagram, and and start posting. And even if you don't want to post videos, just join Instagram and ask questions about your form. Watch the breakdown. Courtney, watch the breakdown, but after
Right.
after having attempted the class, not before. Love you so much, Courtney. So anyway, yes. And just reach out, just reach out, send DMs to anybody, to me, to anybody. Just send DMs, and we got your back. We got you.
Yep, totally. Excellent advice. ATM Tam would like to know, do you have any tips for moving so elegantly and effortlessly and lightly in the way that you do?
So thank you. I watched this, I think it's quite old. It might have been at a Vitality Week, and I saw somebody shared on Facebook a chat, and Tracy was saying, you want to think of a cat, and you want to always be a light, you want to be light like a cat. And I am now adding to that image in my head, almost ready to lift, and again, the breakdowns, really, in every breakdown, the more breakdowns you watch, the more you really understand the intentions of the move. And I've had moves where I was doing something and I'm thinking about a very specific one now, and it was and Lashona clarified, and it was the one where, it looks like a yoga downward dog, but me as an ex-yogi, I'm like downward dogging as much as I can. But actually, she explained that no, that's not actually the point. You're also lifting as well. So sometimes it's not obvious, and it can look almost like the same, but the intention of the move is different. And the other thing as well is you're engaging everything. So you're going to be light, because not only you're light on your hands, but the only way you can do that is because your core is engaged. So you're lifting yourself from your body, not just the parts that are on the floor or on the mat.
Right. I think that's a huge part of it, because when you're new, you think that the move is like about whatever the working leg is, but it's really always about all of you.
Yeah.
We have a question from Piper. She would like to know, do you use electrolytes in your water while working out?
Yes. Yes. I don't know whether it really makes a difference, but yeah, I like it. Yeah, try.
Yeah, I mean, especially if, you're really doing an intense workout, I think it helps, or drinking coconut water or something instead of just regular water.
Yeah.
So Courtney, I think, just had a comment, but I want to read it. She said, "Hi, want to stay, but on the train going home. So tell Goldie that I think she's a star and I love seeing her posts."
Oh, thank you.
Courtney is so fantastic. Okay, Hannah would like to know, tell us about your techie side. How did you get started in the IT world?
Yeah, I'm a huge nerd. I studied maths in high school, and then I went in France. We call them engineering school, but like, yeah, my master's degree is in like IT and electronics and control. So yeah, always some sort of nerd.
You have a lot of skills.
Oh, thank you. Thank
For the record, Goldie, I'm not sure people could master that many fitness methods and 3 languages and IT and electronics. Oh my gosh, you're so fantastic.
You've got to know though, Suzanne, because Cameroon is bilingual. My mom speaks English and my dad speaks French. So, I never had to learn. I was lucky. Just learned.
That is wonderful. We have another question from Piper. She wants to know if you use heat and humidity during your workout.
Yes, I do. I use humidity. Is it there? No. Okay, sorry. So humidity, I use like a dedicated room humidifier, because I think some people use like a cloth steamer, but I don't know whether if like your home is delicate. I don't know, because I think the steam might be bigger, like the water particles. So I think if you get like a proper dedicated room humidifier, you're safe. And I use 3 different sources of heat. I use the fireplace in the winter, and I use like a fan heater as well in the winter. But now in the summer, I only use the infrared heater. But in the winter, I use all 3. I love you, Cassie.
One question I want to ask before I forget, and we'll go back to the chat questions, is what are you drinking?
So in the end, I went with a blueberry kombucha, and this is sparkling water with lime and strawberries and mint.
It looks so fancy. I love it.
And I got a fancy glass because it's a fancy occasion.
It makes drinking anything better. I love that. Okay, let's see what else we have in the chat. I literally can't believe how many questions.
I love you, Kat.
So, El Boogie Tam would like to know if you have any Tam specific goals.
Learn dance cardio. And dance like Michelle. I came with goals, and I don't have them anymore. I didn't say this also, but the more of all these workouts I did, I also did CrossFit, and my muscles just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And when I did all the research on, when I did all my Googling, and I found that, the big thing about Tracy was that the muscles would not get overdeveloped. So I actually stayed for that. I thought, oh, this is good. So I will not get overdeveloped muscles. And it is true, the muscles stopped getting bigger. But now I think even if they did get big, I wouldn't care. I get so much more, I'm so strong, so flexible. It's like superhuman. Like I was telling you, like I could be feeling sad, frustrated, powerless, whatever. And then 1 hour workout, or even half an hour, even beginner, I will do a beginner class. And on the other side, I'm feeling better. I'm like, okay, let's take one by one. What can I do? Yeah. And that's just, priceless.
Especially since you had, been really into fitness before, were there ever any moves in the method that you couldn't do that you now can do?
Let's say that we're challenging. So the abs are still so challenging for me. So sometimes I feel I cheated my way into advanced. I cannot do most weeks I cannot do, when we do the abs only, right? Like lying down abs, I usually cannot do them all. I stop. Yeah. But I'm getting better. I'm getting better at hitting all the reps, but the abs are very hard. I'm getting better. But also something that was very hard, I kept having wrist injuries. And I had an old wrist injury from working on the computer. And at first it was really like, yeah, every other week I would injure my wrist because again, I wasn't lifting out. And the funny thing is, I don't have the injury from the computer either now.
Oh, wow.
But it took time. It really took a good 6 months, 9 months, maybe even a year. And I would wear like a brace to like discourage bending. It's like when you bend completely. So that was very hard for me. But yeah.
That's so interesting, though, that you don't have the computer injury now either, because, like, I always explain, the wrist stuff goes away, your wrist builds strength too. To think that, like, it built the strength to overcome something else, that's just amazing.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And I was having the injury and I was tanning and I was teaching, not on the computer. And I've now gone back to a full-time computer job all day long. And it has.
That's fantastic. Okay, more chat questions, and we're literally almost at the end of the interview. So Jane would like to know if you work out in the morning or in the evening.
Morning.
Always morning?
Always morning. Sets your day like, yeah, morning. If it doesn't happen in the morning because I oversleep or I'm feeling lazy, I might do lunchtime or even right after work. But yeah, morning.
Small Talk would like to know if your partner works out as often as you do, and if he has tried his workout.
Or I can't get him to try it, and it's so bizarre because we actually started the mat workout together. Yes, and he was obsessed with the mat workout, but I don't know. When I started streaming, he stopped doing the mat workout, and sometimes on a Sunday I would still do the mat workout with him. But to be honest, those arms. So too hard.
Those arms are the hardest arms that ever were.
Yes. So I haven't been insisting, but it's really interesting. He might do the first song or two of opening ceremony sometimes, and then as soon as we get the weights, he's out.
That's interesting. Yeah. Well, people go through phases. Yeah. So
I keep trying.
So Karen asked if we're gonna do 2 truths and a lie, and we are planning on it, so we might as well go ahead and do it now.
Okay.
Because we literally are almost out of time.
Okay. So I have to say 3 facts, right? And one of them is going to be a lie.
Correct.
Okay. Number 1, I have climbed Kilimanjaro.
Okay.
Number 2, I once fed lion cubs.
Okay.
Number 3, I have my popcorn with salt and sugar.
Okay. So number 1 is you climbed Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, the highest mountain in Africa.
Number 2 is that you fed lion cubs.
Yeah, like baby lions, yes.
Okay, what is number 3 again?
Number 3 is, you know how you can have popcorn, salt or sugar, but both mixed.
Well, that sounds fantastic to me. I'm gonna do that. Okay, so we have some guesses in the chat. So Small Talk thinks 3 is the lie.
Okay.
Kat thinks 2 is the lie. So we believe that you climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. Daisy thinks 3 is the lie. Kim thinks 3 is the lie. Sigrid thinks 3 is the lie. Oh my gosh, everyone is thinking 3 is the lie.
The popcorn.
That's probably like the most boring fact out of the three.
And Shawnee's like, of course she climbed the biggest mountain.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so some people think 2 is a lie. No one thinks 1 is a lie. Oh. And a lot of people think 3 is a lie.
Oh, Michelle, you're against mixing sweet and salty. Oh, you guys have too much faith in me. I climbed Mount Cameroon.
Okay.
Which is 4,000 meters. Kilimanjaro, I'm not sure. Is it 5,000? And it's on my my bucket list.
Okay. So it's true that you fed lion cubs.
Yes.
Wow.
It was in a protected environment. I mean, it was like a reserve in Zimbabwe, and there was their minder. It wasn't like and popcorn. Yes, it's really nice, sweet and salty.
That's fantastic. I can't believe how
everybody was wrong. I think you guys have too much faith in me. Like fancy mountain.
You are a super inspirational member of the Tamily, though. So I'm not surprised.
Oh, thank you.
Well, this is probably the first interview where we asked the least planned questions possible, and I prepared those. We have just a few minutes left. So, is there anything specific we didn't ask that you wanted to share in this interview?
Oh, well, the main thing I really wanted everybody to know is it's just, I don't know, it's just so lovely to be part of the Tamily. And it's not just the love that I receive. It's like literally when I see everybody's single posts, and then I go through every single comments, and every single comments is just so beautiful, so positive, so uplifting from so many different angles. Mm-hmm. And I've just never known of a world or a place or a situation where we do this for each other. Mm-hmm. And there's the obvious like inspiration because maybe I can do the move well, but it also goes beyond that, right? And like every single person inspires me, like the way something I sort of knew that, and so I'm a bit of a geek in that way, but everybody has a very unique way of moving. If you think about the pace, even the rhythm that we have as we do the moves, and I was actually reflecting today that I think if there was not the name, if the handle wasn't there and the face was blurred and everybody was not in their usual time cave, I think I would still recognize everybody. The way, because everybody has such a unique way of moving, in their body, and it's so beautiful. And and it's every day it's somebody who says they didn't feel like it, but they did it and they felt great afterwards. And so everybody inspires me, and I just can't believe my luck that I'm here.
Well, that's such a good reminder to us, like not to take it for granted, because I agree completely. It's like the most special community on earth. It really
and everybody has again a unique way of sharing, a unique creativity. Like I'm the obsessional one who makes 10 1-minute slides. Emily, I love that she has one slide and she has her playlist. I mean, it's just everybody has something. Oh, and Maggie's thought bubbles at the moment. I mean,
yes.
And I could literally just go and every single one of everybody I follow, and I would have everybody's just so unique, and that unique style that everybody has, and it's just a treat. And I never thought I would be spending like the hours I spend social media, but
right. The only reason for social media is the Tracy Anderson Method.
Yes.
So I don't think we've had any additional questions in the chat, but of course we have another minute if anyone wants to type one in. So let me see if there's any more planned questions we want to be sure to ask. What would you say is the most important thing to you about keeping balance in your life in support of well-being?
Well, it's very, very basic. Yeah, I'm a very basic person, and I think we are animals, and we need to eat and sleep or rest and move, and then the rest can sort of fit, right? So if we eat well, we rest well, and then our body is like strong and flexible and comfortable, then we can, do our work and face whatever challenges that come our way. Yeah.
That's
So
a good
just, yeah,
point. It's about keeping it simple.
yeah. Eat, sleep, move. Yeah.
We do have another question in the chat from Sigrid. She wants to know if you have any pets.
Oh my God, should I bring him? No, he's not here. Sorry. Yes, I have the fluffiest cat.
Oh! What is his name?
So he's called Tom Tom.
Oh.
And he's like just Tom the cat. He's a rescue cat, and we got him when he was 6 years old. And sadly, they didn't even keep his name. So like all the paperwork just said Tom Cat. So we just called him Tom Tom.
Oh my God. Oh, well, that is wonderful. Yeah. So is there anything else that you would like to share with the Tamily Goldie before we end your interview? This has been the most fantastic chat question interview that we've ever had.
Oh, I just want to say I love everybody. I just love, again, I love everybody for all the love I get, but also for all the love everybody gives everybody. It's just like, I think it's almost the same feeling for me. It feels as good to see somebody else giving love to somebody else than to receiving it. It's like I've received it as well. And it's, yeah. And it's like every post, every comment, it just fills me with love. And
yes, it is such a reciprocal community.
Yeah.
Well,
and
Goldie, it's been fantastic talking to you. I feel like we need to do another interview because we didn't ask like 30 questions that we had.
I prepared all of them. And maybe also, I don't know whether we do this, but I just want to give a special shout out to Michelle, because when I did join, I was a bit shy and hesitant, and and she gave me so much love at the beginning, and she told me who were the cool people to follow. That's not even what I mean. It's not even the cool people. She just told me follow. She just gave me names to follow, and she would always tell me, oh, this person is so lovely. She told me to follow you, Karen. I didn't know you, Karen. She told me to follow you. That's how I found you. And yeah, just thank you.
Well, thank you. You're absolutely going to have an encore interview, Goldie, because this has been great. And you're obviously a super inspirational member of this community. So we are so happy that we got to know you a little bit more today.
Thank you. I have hours of watching now. I didn't realize you did them so often.
Yes.
Yeah, so I have
for 163 weeks in a row.
I have lots of quality listening.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Goldie. We definitely are going to follow up on the commitments that we made in this interview.
Yes.
So we're going to meet you in New York. We're going to make a cookbook together. Yeah. And you're going to come out Kilimanjaro.
The playlist is easy. The playlist is a quick one.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. And thank you so many Tamily members who watched today.
Thank you, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.